Why are you sitting back gossiping and talking about somebody and watching them struggle when you know you don't have any intentions on helping them? My video message is for those of you that always has something to say about people or a person that you're hearing negative things about. Before I get to more detailed information that I want to give you all on this topic, let me explain something. There are a lot of us, we have people that will come back and bring bones to us. And when they bring bones to us, the bone will be about other people or a single person that they know or that you know. And it may be directly, sometimes it may be indirectly. But they will have information on them or they will see them in a situation. So I guess sometimes people, to make conversation, they will bring up the person's name and start talking about them. And they will tell you things about that person. And almost all the time, when you hear the information, you may develop a perception about the person that's not so great. You may look down on them. You may dislike the person, and you may open up your mouth and begin to slander them and say all types of negative, mean, and rude things about them. But here is my thing, and I want you guys to hear me out. If you know that you don't have any intentions on helping that person, if you know you don't have any intentions on saying something uplifting and positive to encourage that person, why are you sitting around gossiping, looking down on them, and talking about them? I've never understood that with people. Let me give you guys a quick example. Say somebody comes to you about a woman that has 4 or 5 children, and they say, yeah, so and so, I saw her and all of her kids were dirty. All of her kids were hungry. I went in her house. She doesn't have any food for her children. She's trifling. Now, everybody won't do this, but there's some of you that will say, oh, really? She doesn't have food in her house? She has 4 or 5 kids and they're dirty? Girl, that's a shame. She's trifling. She's not a good mother. She's not a real woman. Now, if you know this person, why are you not trying to get in contact with that person to help them? Think about that for a minute before you respond. Because, see, I know what a lot of you all are going to say. Well, I'm not obligated to help this person. Those children don't belong to me. This woman is grown. I'm not obligated to help her do anything. Those are her children that she laid down and had. But the thing about it is that you're going into a full-blown conversation. You're opening your mouth saying all types of stuff about this woman based off a bone that somebody brought to you about the woman. But what are you going to do to help this woman or that young lady in their situation? No, they're not entitled to get anything from you. No, you're not obligated to help. But at least if you're going to sit around and gossip and talk about somebody, or you're going to slander people and develop a dislike for them and look down on them, ask yourself, what is it that I can do before I'm quick to open my mouth and talk about them? You all need to start really looking at yourself and asking yourself, why is it that when it comes to certain people, I will sit back and see them struggling? I will sit back and see them having a hard time, and I am not trying to do what I can to help them. Truth be told, all of you all may not have the finances. All of you all may not have the materials. You may not have certain things to aid and assist someone in need. But I don't want you guys to think for 1 second that help is always monetary. Help does not always include giving somebody money or spending money. Sometimes people need to hear something encouraging. Sometimes people need to hear something positive. Sometimes people need you to uplift them and to give them hope, to give them joy, and to give them peace about their current situation. Too many people, and I see it all the time, will sit back and dog somebody out, all based off gossip and what they heard. But lately I've been really thinking about it, and I developed an attitude where I said, you know what? From now on, when I hear something about somebody, or when somebody comes back and brings a bone to me about the failures of other people, or the struggles of other people, or the hardships of other people, before I think a negative thought about them, before I have something negative to say about them, before I dislike them and look down on them, let me ask myself and look inside of myself and look at my finances and look at my resources and see what I can do to help, aid, and assist this person. That's what my video message is to you guys. Stop asking for details and information about people that you know you're not going to help. Now, some of you all, you trust your source. If somebody comes to you and starts talking about somebody, or they're talking about several people, you trust your source. You feel like, the person that came and told me about so-and-so, they're not a liar. I trust what they say. They know the person. They seen it with their own eyes, what was going on. But even in that, if you can open up your mouth and start talking about that person, and you don't even have all the details, and you don't even know half of the situation or the struggle or the hardship that that person or those people are going through, why are you talking about them? Why are you asking for details? How dare you look down on somebody when you have the power, the money, and the resources, or the positive, uplifting words and spirit that can help that person and encourage that person? I want you guys to think about that. Starting today, when this video message ends, I want each of you all, if you are currently being given information about somebody, it could have been a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a church member, it could be somebody that you know in your neighborhood, and you just hear a lot of stuff about them. It could be a struggling mother, it could be a struggling married couple, it could be a struggling teenager or a child, and you just hearing negative things about them. You're hearing about the type of woman somebody is. You're hearing about the type of man somebody is. You're hearing about the type of child somebody is. You're hearing that somebody's house may be dirty. You're hearing that somebody is not taking care of their children. You're hearing that somebody is an alcoholic, or they on drugs, or they're dirty. Whatever the case is, ask yourself, before I open up my mouth, and before I dislike this person, and before I join in the conversation about what I'm hearing, what is it that I can do to assist this person? You all got to push past yourself and how you personally feel. You all got to stop being so arrogant and condescending when it comes to things. Because, see, if you got a lot to say about somebody, you got to say, you know what, before I talk about them, what can I do to help them? I'm not going to sit back and see somebody struggle, and I know that I have the power and the resources in my hand to help them. If somebody comes to me and asks me for help, or I hear something negative about somebody, if I really, really have the resources and the power in my hand to help them, I'm going to help them. I'm not going to sit back and dog them out and talk about them. I've passed my opinion, and I think unintentionally, us as human beings, we will pass our opinion. But you guys get the point of what I'm trying to say in this video message. Today, guys, start helping people. Stop sitting back seeing people struggle. Stop being a part of negative, filthy, evil, and condescending conversations about people without knowing the whole story. And once you get the information, even if you trust your source, and even if you know the person directly, try to see what you can do to help that person instead of down talking them.